Assalamu alaikum guys. I have a very important topic to discuss today and it's about blockchain and cryptocurrencies. Without wasting your time, we'll just jump right into it. So before we understand what blockchain is, we must know what the difference between centralized and a decentralized system is. Centralized system is everything that we have nowadays. If you see it on the internet, it's most probably it's centralized. For example, take Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or Twitter. They're all centralized. Like there's a person or there's an authority that's controlling those systems, right? And because of that, there are lots of corruption, and those systems are not fair because people use it for their political purposes. As a rebellion, people came up with an idea: why not have a decentralized application where no one can have control over the system or the platform. It could be anything, right? I forgot to move to the slides. There we go. Webcam. Yeah. So we'll discuss some of the differences between the centralized and a decentralized system. In a centralized system, one authority controls the whole system, right? We already discussed that in the previous slide. But in a decentralized system, the community controls the system. And there are consensus for there's a modification in a system. In a centralized system, the database is with the authority and it can be misused. In a decentralized system, the database is decentralized itself. It's broken down into chunks, and those chunks are stored in every miner's machine. And for security purposes, or you can say for a backup, those chunks of data are replicated on different machines. So if one of the machine goes down, you can still get the data from another machine. In a centralized system, it does not require miner. Authority owns the resources and they control everything. But in a decentralized system, we have miners. They're independent, they don't know who they are, and they contribute their resources, and that's how a blockchain-based system runs. The authority or any other group can use the system for their advantage, and they cause corruption. This is very common in a centralized system, but in a decentralized system, no one can manipulate the system and no one can cause any system or any corruption. It's a rebellious project, so it was built keeping in mind fairness and transparency. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Yeah, so why am I discussing this? You need to understand that Web3 or blockchain-based internet is just around the corner, and the internet that we know nowadays, it will be replaced by Web3 or blockchain-based internet. It will become the norm, and it will flip all the big companies, even Amazon, Google, Microsoft. None of them are safe. You can just name the company and you can find an alternate project or Web3 based project already being built. So there won't be anyone making just heaps and heaps of money that they cannot spend even in like 200 years. We'll be moving to the next slide where I'll be explaining you what blockchain is. So you must understand this thing first. Mining the coin means providing the compute resources to the blockchain based project or the blockchain based system. Mining the coin means providing resources, right? If someone is mining, it means they're providing their resources. So every project on the internet, they need something. In fact, they need a set of resources to run, like servers, CPUs, GPUs, storage, bandwidth, etc. In a Web3 based project, or you can say in Web3, people will be buying the coin that will increase the value of the project. or they will be mining the coin, and when they mine it, they will be providing the resources. So that's how the value of the coin increases, and that's how the value of the project increases as well. This is why there's no single owner of the company. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, so there are a few terminologies that you need to understand before we move to the next slide. So a ledger is like a decentralized database that is a split, or you can say that has been broken down and is stored in different machines. Then we have miners. These are the people who are providing their resources, and they do it by validating the request or transaction. Suppose I'm a user of Web3, I'll go and make a transaction or make a request that will get validated by the miners, and miners will create a block in that block chain, and that will make the blockchain. That will make it a blockchain. That's why it's called blockchain. Ledger itself is like a record. Crypto, everything in blockchain system is stored on the internet. So that's why you want them safe, and that's why we have cryptographic algorithms encrypting your data and storing it on the internet, so no one can just go and read it. Only the system can decrypt it, or you can say unlock it and read what's inside that block. Coin, what's coin? This is what cryptocurrency is. Okay, so it's generated when miners mine and provide their resources, and when they provide the resources, people see if the project is good enough or it's providing any value. If it's providing any value, then people go and buy that coin because they also want to use that system. And when they do that, they increase the value of the project or the value of the software. Now we will discuss how blockchain works. Let's go to the next slide. You see, when suppose I am the user, right, and I request something, then a transaction is requested, then all the miners, they're the nodes. The transaction gets broadcasted to a network of nodes. The network validates the transaction using algorithm because it's encrypted. The transaction is then unified with other transactions as a block of data. So this is why it's called blockchain. The new block is added to the blockchain in a transparent and unalterable way. The transaction is then complete. That's the whole process. Validation, when the miners are validating the request, it can include smart contracts, cryptocurrencies, and other records. Because when they're validating it, they're also creating a cryptocurrency or coin. What is the benefit of blockchain? It's transparent and anyone can track it. It's simpler and faster. It also reduces cost and increases the trust, which is not there in a centralized system. Okay, so this is a very important slide now from the perspective of finance and economy. We want to know whether cryptocurrencies have any intrinsic value. Let's go to the slide. You see, each coin that is minted or mined, and when the coin is being mined, they're providing resources, so it's providing some value to the blockchain system, right? So that is the value of that coin, and you can use that coin to purchase services on the same platform, or you can use that coin to buy a different coin that can provide you services on a different platform, or you can use that cryptocurrency to buy fiat currency or even gold. Like there's this website that lets you buy gold with Bitcoin, so it means Bitcoin is backed by gold. Then we have decentralized infrastructure, right? You can look it up, but it is a category of blockchain where people can use different resources. Like there'll be people like the miners, they'll provide their resources like GPUs or CPUs or their bandwidth. And if you have the coin of that project, you can use those coins. You can use those coins to actually get the service, like for training maybe an AI algorithm or something. We have layer 1 or layer 2 based blockchain projects that provides you coin that are proof that these coins were created against the resources that were provided. Or they're just on the base layer, you can say layer 1 or layer 2, where you'll be building different projects on top of it. So if you want to use those projects, or if you want to use the services, then you'll need to have the coins for that layer. There we are. Okay. Now let's move to the next slide. Unlike interest-based systems, a percentage of profit is not guaranteed, and you're not supposed to be paying more and more money for the same service, right? If there's a service, then you'll be paying the fair value for the service. Every person involved in the blockchain project takes profit and loss. And the developers and the coin holders and the miners, they all have same stake. And blockchain based project, so if any of the stakeholder takes any loss, everyone takes the loss. If any one of them takes a profit, every one of them will take the profit. People can either buy or mine the coin. In both ways, they are contributing something to the system. You see, if they're buying the coin, then they're giving money or investing in that system or blockchain project. But if they're mining, then they're providing resources or validating the transactions. Okay, so all these things makes the coin halal. Use the system like a gambling machine, but that's not the reason why a blockchain based project is built in the first place. People can build gambling systems, but there are very few, and they're just outright haram, and users can use the project in however way it is designed to get the service. Each blockchain project needs to be investigated. There are like plethora of blockchain projects. If you try to Google it, you may find them in 10,000s or maybe more. I don't know the correct number, but there are just too many. And even if there's a good project out there, someone can just take their project and make a better one. We have RWA projects that deals with real world assets. We have DeFi, decentralized finance based projects. These projects can have interest based elements in them, so you gotta be careful when you're investing in DeFi. That's where you're most likely going to find haram elements. Many projects incorporate interest. Those projects should be avoided. They're just haram. You better investigate every project if you want to invest in any of the blockchain project. Okay. You see, many of these blockchain projects are not halal, and many of them are not haram, but it feels like they're haram. But why do we think that they're haram, or maybe they're unethical, or maybe it's just in our mind? But what could be the reason? In the next slide, I'm gonna discuss that. There we go. You see why blockchain feels like it's haram? Because the transactions have become too fast. Like within a couple of seconds, you can do thousands of transactions Buying and selling a fraction of company has become a matter of a second. Like, if you want to invest in some company, you can just go and buy their coin and you're invested. But if you feel like you want to opt out, you can just go and sell the coins, and now you have no stake in that company. But this can be discussed. Like, uh, this comes in trading, like quickly buying and selling the coins. It can be said, it can be argued that buying and selling quickly might be haram. It's better to have to discuss that some scholar. They might be able to give you a better advice regarding trading. Because the third reason is because it feels like you're lending money and getting paid more money. But that's not the case for everyone. There are also people who are losing money. And if someone who doesn't know the project, they don't know what the real value is, they're definitely going to lose money. And sometimes they'll get lucky and make money like they've won a lottery. Why does it feel like gambling? It feels like it's gambling because many people use it for gambling. Yeah, that's how it is. You can use even fiat currency for gambling. It's up to you how you're using that coin. You can use it for buying services. Some people can use it for gambling. This is something bad that we have, because it's open to everyone. It's open to traders as well, and they have basically turned some of the services into gambling, but they're still not gambling, because if you're invested long term, then the effect of gambling diminishes. Over a period of time, it will reach its true value, and that's not gambling. But if you're buying and selling quickly, that can come into gambling. In the same way, we can use fiat currency for gambling, right? Just remember one thing: blockchain is not controlled by any authority. There's no authority that's controlling blockchain project, and even the cryptocurrencies, and that's a very big thing. I've discussed this in a different video. I haven't uploaded that. I don't know which video am I going to upload first. If you watch that video, you will know why. Now let's move to the final slide. So you need to understand this. This is 2024, March 22, and not having cryptocurrency or crypto coins that belongs to a good project is like not buying a house when it was at $80 or maybe $200, maybe $2,000, right? But it's just like that, because this opportunity is not going to come back. This will soon replace the mainstream internet, and once Web3 becomes mainstream, the opportunity of investing will be gone forever. It's not coming back. Maybe we are lucky that we're living in this time. Web3 is going to replace the internet, and it's inevitable. In fact, every company will be replaced by blockchain, one by one, slowly and steadily. Also, these were the things that I wanted to discuss, but if you think I missed something, or if you think that cryptocurrencies or blockchain based project is haram or maybe is unethical, please feel free to explain it, or you can even comment it below this video, right? Or whatever. Anyway, yeah, okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for your time. Don't miss this opportunity. All right, thank you guys. Assalamu alaikum. See you in the next video.